Hello everybody, welcome back for those of you who are returning subscribers, and if you're new stopping by here, hi there, my name is JoJo. On this channel I share with you all our family's journey through budgeting and really with the goal of attaining financial freedom. Initially it had been to pay down debt. We are still focused on paying down our six-figure debt that we started with in February of 2020, but now I'm more so focused on our net worth number. So we are also investing, so increasing our assets while still paying down debt. And today's video, what I will be doing is sharing with you our week one check-in for paycheck number one for the month of March. This has been so helpful in holding us accountable, keeping track of where money is flowing in and out. I am new to budgeting. We first started using this system in February of last year, and then we started the velocity banking strategy in August of last year. So we are pretty unconventional budgeters. We are paycheck by paycheck, zero-based, cashless budgeters, and then we also do a velocity banking system. So I will try to explain how that looks as far as money flowing and using that system with this budget. But if that's something you're interested in following along with, then please consider subscribing. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. But let's go ahead and just hop right to it. As far as my weekly check-in goes, that looks pretty standard compared to other videos, just tracking expenses. I do all of my expenses and income in one video. I had tried to split those up last week. You guys didn't seem to like it. I honestly didn't either. It did feel very incomplete because I do it all at once anyway. So I'm just going to continue with that. But I'm going to write down here that this is for paycheck one, and I'm starting with my variable expenses. The dates of the transactions we're looking at will be from March 11th until the 17th, and this is for week one. Over here is my transaction log. I track all money flowing in and flowing out on this one transaction log, and then it's just color-coded what category it fits into on this far checkbox section over here on the left. All of the yellow boxes are my variable expenses. We're gonna first start here with groceries. So what I do is come and find the last grocery purchase I had made, and that was at Walmart. And the amount was for $71.38, but it's this remaining section that I'm going to focus on. So what I do is take the $400 that I budget for 2 weeks worth of groceries, subtract this $176.02 that we have remaining. And since this is the first week that we're checking in, I can say that I spent $223.98 on groceries for this week. So we'll go ahead and write that over here. And then I'm going to write that remaining $176.02. We get paid bi-weekly, so that $176.02 we'll have for next week for our week two for this paycheck, and then we'll have an additional $400 funded to this category once paycheck two is deposited, and that'll be my week three. Eating out. I had bumped this up a lot because my kids are on spring break these 2 weeks. This is eating out and entertainment. We've had a lot of fun activities going on. My groceries was a bit higher because we did a game night and I brought snacks. And then for eating out and entertainment, we'd gone out to eat quite a bit. I also had purchased, we're going snowboarding. So that was tickets for snowboarding. And then you guys will see next week my daughter's snowboarding lesson that was also tacked on there, but I bumped this bad boy up to $500. It's normally $100, but I bumped it up with the expectation that we were going to be out doing all sorts of crazy shenanigans. And we have been. We've been using it hard, hitting this budget hard right here. So household and pets, that we spent $55.25. And this was just like paper towels, some dog food, just standard stuff. And then we still have $69.75 remaining from the $125 I budget for that. Gas, you guys, this, I've been running around a lot because the kids are on breaks and we live quite a ways out of town. So I do a lot of interstate driving, but our gas prices, I just filled up at Costco and it was $3.20 a gallon, you guys. I might have to bump this up. I'm almost sure I'm going to have to because we've already spent $139.90 from the $150 that I budget to last us 2 weeks. So that only leaves us with $10.10 moving into week 2. And then on Costco, you can see it cost me $37.56 to fill up. The week prior, it only cost me $20. So this is double. Mind you, I was running back and forth some more, but it's skyrocketing. Next is my husband. He had spent $31.62. That leaves him with $48.38 from the $80 of spending money we budget for ourselves. I had spent $14.78. I picked up or gone in for a few extra hours on Thursday, and there's a Starbucks in my work, so I went and treated myself to a yummy little snack box. I got the kids some cake pops, and then I got a little coffee, a nitro brew. So good. So that's where that money was spent. And then I have $65.22 remaining. My oldest, this was just snacks at the gas station, $6. And he has $12 remaining from what we had budgeted for him. My daughter, this was also snacks at the gas station, mostly with Dad. My husband loves to take the kids to the gas station, pick up treats for himself and the kids. So that's just, this money's budgeted for, so by all means, they can go do that little trip. And my daughter had also spent some money on her, she likes to play Roblox. It's this little pet horse game. It's pretty cute, but she plays it with her cousin. Her cousin lives in Montana, so it's kind of a way for them to still play together and stuff. And then my son, he only spent the $2. That was at the gas station on treats with Dad. He still has $18 left from his $20. And we have not spent anything from unbudgeted. We've been doing so well there. Overall, we had spent $752.35. We still have $642.65 remaining from all of these categories. That takes care of all the yellow boxes. Now I'm going to switch you guys over to my paycheck budget view and we'll finish reconciling the rest of our transactions. This is the paycheck budget sheet. This is where all of the financial information is housed for the budget. Has our income, bills, variable expenses, a sinking funds area, and then a debt table down here. And our cash flow or rollover, depending on the paycheck. So what I'm going to do is just start right here at the top with income. Those are all of the green boxes. And we're going to start with income 1. That has been coming in slightly under this $28.70. There's been some additional contributions to different spending accounts like dependent care, medical, that sort of thing. And then there's also a 401k that's in here. It came in, so it'll be written in red, and it came in at $2,800 and let's see, where did it go? $40.98. Next is income 2, and that came in more than we expected. So I'll write that in this blue color. And where did it go? Oh, it came in at $10.80.32. Then income 3, it had come in more than expected, and that was at $9.27. All right, we are not expecting any rollover. Paycheck 1 is the paycheck that gets rolled over into Paycheck 2, and Paycheck 2 gets zeroed out, and all that money gets thrown at debt currently. That's our cash flow. So Paycheck 1 is starting anew. But we did get extra. You probably saw we did get our stimulus, and we have not filed our 2020 taxes yet, so it's based on our 2019 taxes. It came in at $5,805.04. We are a family of 5, but we fell into the tax bracket where they did some deductions, but I am more than grateful. I can put this money to some great use, and you guys will see that when I come over to this fixed expenses to see what we decided to do with this nice chunk of change. I'm going to go ahead and write that under extra, and that was $5,805.04. I'm going to leave some room right here because we do still have a week 2 for this paycheck, and we're just going to leave that spot open to the universe for any other extra money that wants to flow in. That takes care of all the income. I'm not going to add all this up yet either, again, for week 2 check-in next week. Now what we'll do is come over to our bills section, and those are all of the pink boxes. The first bill that we have is our electricity and gas bill, and that had come in under budget at $170.25. Next is the home equity line of credit. Its payment per the bank was $200 and something, but as a part of my snowball, it is $610 is my designated minimum monthly payment for it. And this is where that velocity banking strategy I talked about, our home equity line of credit, is actually what I used to pay off my last student loan. It was a refinance. It was an amortized interest loan. I was still paying money on it. I was about 3 years into the 15-term loan, so 15-year term loan. So for those of you who are familiar with amortized interest loans, early in the loan period, a lot of your minimum monthly payment goes towards interest and very little goes towards principal. And once I saw that, I could not unsee it, and I knew I had to do something drastic. And that's where we incorporated this velocity banking strategy into our budget. And you guys, I'm never looking back. I think it's completely transformed the trajectory of our financial journey for our family. But I have a whole series on that. If it's a lot to digest and just explain in this one video, but it's really just an interest saving strategy, especially on those amortized interest loans, which are consolidation loans, car loans, mortgage, any of those kind of loans. All right, so enough on that. Now we're going to move over to the second transaction log to reconcile more bills. The cell phone did come out. We had just paid off 2 cell phones. We still have 1 cell phone and a Gizmo watch that are also incorporated in this bill, and I have those noted in my debt section. Next is the water bill. That was under budget at $24.05. I have a utility bill tracker because we live in an area where there's all seasons, and so our water and our electricity and gas fluctuate drastically depending on the time of year. So I have that utility bill tracker that tracks how much each utility bill is each month, and I can use that to help me have better predictions when I'm forecasting my paychecks. Okay, so once we had the stimulus money, what did we decide to do with that? Okay, so what I had done, this was yesterday. I'm filming this on a Thursday, the 18th, but yesterday when I got the stimulus money, I had put some of it into savings and some into a 529, and that was $2,100. Then I had placed $1,800 of that into our IRA. Okay, and then the rest of it is going towards debt. So what we'll do, we'll take that 580504 minus the 2100 minus the 1800. So this is HELOC extra. $1,905.04 is going towards debt. That is awesome, you guys. I'm also super excited about these investments, because as I mentioned, we're focused more on our net worth number. I'm going to be doing my quarterly debt and net worth assessment video probably about the second week of April, because I want to wait until we close out the second paycheck for March, so that's when we make our extra debt payment, so that it's more true to what that quarter end looks like for our assets and our debt. But I'm going to talk to you guys about what we've been doing with our investments, where we are with some goals that I'd set for us this year. But this is just so exciting to me. We just feel very, very blessed to be able to utilize this money in that way, that we've been able to maintain our jobs to where we can use this money kind of however we want. And we've chosen to split it into savings, investment, and debt payment, kind of all across the board. And that is a lot of money to be able to allocate to those different categories. Super excited about that. All right, so that takes care of the bills. Variable expenses, I'm not going to finish this table this week. Next week is when we'll add together week 1 and week 2 and write down how much we spent for 2 weeks. Next is coming down to this sinking fund table. This is where I keep track of any money that's being deposited into a category or that's being spent within a category. And I do get a lot of questions about our sinking funds. I'm going to be doing a velocity banking update monthly check-in video. That'll probably be up on Sunday. But it's where you guys see that our money with the velocity banking strategy, you house your saving as much money as you can. For us, it's 2 savings accounts and our sinking funds. All that money is housed within our HELOC, because our HELOC, it can flow both ways, back and forth. It's called a 2-way line of credit. And so I can transfer money into there. I have about a little over $40,000 that I've borrowed from the bank, but they're really only seeing about $20,000 of that money as principal to charge interest on, because so much of my savings and sinking funds is housed within the HELOC to hold that principal balance down, to save on interest. You guys, it's all about saving on interest. And it was really a mind shift for me as far as tracking my money and how I thought about my money, not as this tangible currency, but more as this number that I'm tracking, and wherever I decide to designate it to, how it can work double time for me, save me money on percents of things, which isn't this nice round number. So that's kind of the complex way. I get a lot of questions on how we handle pulling money from a sinking fund, because for most people, their sinking funds are either housed in cash envelopes, or it's within a savings account, like a high yield savings account, or it's a checking account, which was what my sinking funds was previously housed in before we transitioned to the velocity banking strategy. And all of those methods of storing sinking funds are completely reasonable. I know some people will note when they're using money from their sinking funds, they'll note it under their income area so that they're tracking it that way. But for me, since we have this unconventional method, it's all just tracked within my tables. So my sinking fund table, I'm trying to pull it up for you guys right here. This is the one I closed out in February. But I'm taking some time to discuss this with you guys because I feel like every weekly check-in I do, I get questions on this. And it's hard to explain through a comment because it is so unconventional. Okay, but this is my sinking fund table, and these are all of our categories, you guys. I just kind of went ham on sinking funds. They are the bomb. I love, love, love my sinking funds. They're mini savings accounts. They have a designated purpose. That money's not just sitting there for the random rainy day that could happen. We do have an emergency fund for, you know, emergencies, but these have a job. This money is sitting there and it's serving a purpose. And for us, it's serving a dual purpose because it's also holding down a principal balance on money we've borrowed from the bank, but decreasing the amount of money they can charge us interest on. So we ended September with about, you know, a little over $7,000. So that $7,000, subtract that from the $42,000 I borrowed from the bank, where we're now at $40,000. That $7,000 they can't charge me interest on, which it's a lot of just tracking. I don't really transfer the money over. Most of my transfers deal with when I have bills that come out of my standard checking account. It's all just number tracking for my sinking funds. I don't really do in the moment transfers when I use money from these. I hope that makes sense. Our system is a bit complex. I do explain our velocity banking, how we use our accounts in my playlist video. If you want to go back and look at that, if it's very, very confusing to you, which is totally fine because it is super unconventional. I don't know that I've ever seen anyone within this community that actually has a velocity banking system that posts videos on their budget. There's lots of videos that talk about the velocity banking system, but none like the Kwok brothers and Think Wealthy with Mike Adams are two YouTubers I really watch to learn about it. But they explain what you can do, but not really like, you know, when you're actually doing something, it can look completely different. Okay, so enough on that. What did we use from our sinking funds? We had a guy come out and thatch and aerate our yard. So that was $100 from home maintenance. Next is Kohl's. I had bought my kids some clothes, and that was just to pay off that card. We never carry a credit card balance. Every credit card gets paid off. I have a travel card, a Kohl's card, and a Costco card, and they were all chosen for very specific purposes to serve our family's needs. Their rewards point system. And we don't pay them interest. I will never pay a credit card company interest. Let's see. Next was holidays, Easter. This was for gift baskets for the kids, and then dyeing Easter eggs, candy for the Easter egg hunt, all that fun stuff. Next is this PlayStation. So, this came from our gaming and electronics, but I'm actually going to be getting a refund for about $80 from our card company because we were billed fraudulently from another account. This was the renewal on a yearly renewal subscription on my husband's PlayStation. We'd already been billed for that earlier this month, and there was also what looked like a game purchase. I didn't think anything of it until the subscription came through again, and then I actually went into the account and saw that those were fraudulent charges. So they said it'd take about a week for that to come through, but once that refund comes through, I'm gonna refund the gaming sinking fund. But we depleted the gaming one with $13.75, and then I also had to dip into our electronics sinking fund for $46.24. I'm gonna write parentheses just to say that these are subtractions. Okay. Next and last, sorry, I feel like I've been so chatty this video, you guys. But last is the debt table, and I'm gonna wait to show the extra debt, so this extra HELOC payment here, because again, we might get some more extra money next week, and any extra money that we get outside of our usual income, I immediately throw that towards debt. I want that to have a job super fast, so I'm not tempted. But our cash flow, that is our usual income we expect minus our bills, that is held off to be thrown at debt until we close out paycheck 2. But we can, if we get extra money in between now and then, have some extra debt payments. And that's what we have here, this whopper, which is amazing. But again, we might have some next week too. But I do need to note the payment towards our last cell phone and our Gizmo watch. $287.46 minus the $37.50. Okay, we are ending with $249.96. Very good. All right, you guys, that is going to wrap up this weekly check-in. Again, I'm sorry I was so chatty. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And I will also try to address them while I'm doing the video to explain why money's flowing in certain ways. But if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're enjoying the contents of the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you guys tomorrow for my Paycheck Budget 2 forecast. Bye, everybody.